in order to bring the invisible into the visible, what you're creating, what you're manifesting, what you have in mind, your dreams, your goals, your plans, right? You are sometimes being put to sleep spiritually by the things that you do. Some of us. Think about when you watch certain content creators, right? The food ones, right? When they're eating food, when they start to like kind of just roll their eyes like it's so good, right? But the food they're eating is so unhealthy, so fried, so much, too much, overportionate, right? That right there is symbolic of like when we fall asleep in real life, our eyes start to kind of roll a little bit. And when you're asleep, you can't hear, you can't receive. We're not talking about light sleeping. We're talking about in general. When you're asleep, you cannot hear the things that are going on around you. You can't receive. Even you say, well, I can receive in my dreams. Not if you're not doing the right things in your waking life. If you're doing things that put you to sleep spiritually in your waking life, when you go to sleep, you won't have the dreams that you need to get the answers that you need. That's why when people wake up and they had nightmares or they just didn't, sleep well, the first thing people ask, well, what you eat late last night? What did you eat before you went to bed? Oh, I had a pizza, things like that. So there are things that you're doing in your waking life that's keeping you from even getting the answers that you need in your dream. When I was deciding which major I wanted to take when I went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was stuck, and the deadline to choose was a week. I went to sleep, and a girl that I don't even talk to anymore, and I wasn't really talking to at that time, she came in my sleep and she said, you really like to help people. You really like to do this. You should go for counseling. And I woke up the next day and I enrolled. It took me months to figure out what I needed to choose. So when you're asleep in your waking life, it's going to be hard to receive the answers that you need in your dreams. And it's going to be hard to receive even in your waking life, right? So the foods that we eat can put us to sleep. That's why when they start rolling their eyes, it's not over healthy food. You don't see people doing that when they're eating fruits and vegetables. And, they may make that so good type of face and gesture, but they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's because that food is putting you to sleep. They already put chemicals in it anyway to lure you to go into those fogs, into those food comas. Hello, that's what they're doing. And so when I watch people like that, I'm like, man, it's going to be really hard for you to manifest and create. When the people are doing fruits and vegetables and just healthy food, not just fruits and vegetables, just healthy foods in general, they're more lively, they're more excited, they have more energy. But the people that are eating the bad stuff, they're even huffing and puffing while they're eating. They're groaning and just, yeah, this food is so good. They're just falling asleep. I've done it. We've all done it. Okay. So no judgment. Why do you think churches fast the first 30 days? I did a whole video on my YouTube and it's entitled 4 Pastors Told Me to Shut the Hell Up because I was talking about this online. Why do you think they fast for 30 days the first part of the year? It's because they want to get spiritual clarity. They want to be able to hear from God and receive from God. But then the next 11 months, they go back to eating crap. I'm sorry. And just mess, right? Go back to the foolery. So there's something to what you put inside of your body. We're going to get to all the other stuff too, but let's just start with food. There's something about it that puts you to sleep. And when you're done eating that food, you want to go to sleep, then you don't want to exercise. It's going to be hard to receive the messages in order to create is what the point is. And that's why they do that the first 30 days. They're onto something. They know that. But then we just go right back to sleep, right? And they get those, that clarity. They feel better. Their body is better and they're able to receive. If you drink, if you smoke, if you watch certain things, all those things could be putting you to sleep. There's chemicals in those things. There's things that are being said. And sometimes when you watch certain things, if it's a direct, in that direct conflict of what you're trying to create and manifest, you shouldn't be watching it, but we still watch it, right? For example, if I'm working on creating more money or creating whatever you want to create, a better relationship with your child, something like that, then somebody will post, teenagers are just the worst. And here you are liking it. And here you are, loving it and making your little comments. Girl, I know. Why are you here trying to create and manifest a better relationship with your child? When you see stuff like that, delete the person. I don't care how long y'all have been friends. I don't care how long I've known somebody. When you need to focus and bring the invisible into the physical, you have to have a focus and a discipline about you to where, you know what? I can't even see those kind of posts. I cannot be your friends, or I got to put you to sleep. Put them to sleep on Facebook. Put them to sleep because there's a button where you can put people to sleep if you don't want to see their posts, right? Because if you're trying to overcome a fear and create, courage and boldness in your life, and then people are posting stuff about fear, you got to delete that. And so that stuff will put you right back to sleep, and you'll just be right there with the masses going along with everybody else, and you won't be able to bring the invisible into the physical. When you're overindulging in anything, drinking alcohol and smoking and doing all those things, they're putting you to sleep. Yes, some people say they can, get answers and they can meditate with it, however they do that. But I'm talking about where you are overindulging and you're just spiritually asleep and you just cannot get the answers that you need. And when you're asleep, you're missing out on everything around you. You're missing out on answers, revelation, understanding, clarity, knowledge. You're missing all those things when you are spiritually asleep. And some of us live a lifestyle of sleep. We go from one sleepy activity to the next sleepy activity. We're watching something that's putting us to sleep. Then we go eat food that's going to put us into a deeper sleep. And then we go and sit and have conversations. And then we get on social media and we look at the exact thing that is in direct conflict with what we're trying to manifest, and we just take it in and just, now we knocked out. Well, how do I figure this out, Dorian? Just ask. Just sit and ask in your quiet time and say, what puts me to sleep? Then start to just listen and receive the answer. Hopefully you didn't just have a sleepy activity, but get yourself in a sacred space and you just ask, what are the things that put me to sleep? Who puts me to sleep? Sometimes it's people. So monitor yourself. And then people will say, well, those content creators that make the food and stuff, they're famous. They're creating, no, they're making videos of themselves eating. And, they'll say things, it's good when them eyes roll in the back of the head. No, they're going into a spiritual slumber. And yes, people can still accomplish things, but it doesn't mean that it's their life work. It doesn't mean that it's the very thing that they need. And we don't know what's going on in those people's lives. Y'all don't know what's going on in people's lives. They're doing videos and posting them, and they could go into a deep depression once they cut the camera off. But that's what I'm talking about. They could find answers to that. They can find the clarity that they need. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They could have a horrible marriage or horrible children, just a horrible relationship outside of the camera. So you can't think just because they have all those followers and all those views that they're okay and they're creating and manifesting what they had in mind. That could be part of it, but we just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They may get ideas on what to post and what to eat, but they're not getting transformative answers that can change their life. And so you don't go into a spiritual slumber. You need to go through your list of people that you follow and just follow, unsubscribe. Because if you're wanting to manifest something and they're saying, you're too old for that. You've already hit the wall. You can't get a man. Or you can't start a business at 60. Stuff like that. You got to unfollow all that stuff or just go to sleep. This is what I've done since I was 15, and I have manifested everything that I've wanted in my life. I have brought things out of the invisible into the visible, and I get more detailed in my courses. But I have been doing this all my life. I'm not new to this. Y'all may be new to me, but I'm not new to this. This is how you do it. You got to focus on what you want, and you got to cut out anything else that would put you to sleep. Are we recording it? Cover girls don't cry. I don't know where they came from. Bloopers, I guess.